All right, so let's start with the kicker story. And Gator, your reaction to hearing that Michael Badgley, it was a significant injury before practice, I guess, yesterday, and diagnosed, as you mentioned, hamstring, out for the year. It was, like a month ago, they had 3 kickers. And the word out of OTAs was that James Turner looked great. They cut him shortly thereafter. And then Badgley gets hurt. And now they have 1 kicker, an unproven kicker who shined in the UFL. Your thoughts on this situation?
Well, it's obviously it's unfortunate. It's also interesting based on what I heard when I was driving in from some of the ticket texters. Look, the Lions had competition. They had brought in competition back, as you mentioned, with the OTAs, and they had the 3 kickers in there. They let 1 go. They signed Jake Bates. They like Jake Bates more than the kicker from Michigan, so they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're thinking, okay, here we go. Now we got competition for Badgley. Everybody wants to see Jake Bates. He was the favorite guy because of all the long kicks he had in the UFL with the Panthers. Okay, great. Here we go. And now, sadly, Badgley tears a hamstring and he's done. So here's Jake Bates. Now, I imagine they're going to bring in some other kickers just to bring some more competition in because that's the wise thing to do. You don't just go in there with 1. You have somebody there just in case because, I don't know, you might tear a hamstring. So I was surprised to hear people already getting on the case of the Lions. Like, oh, here we go. Can't make a right decision. Kicking's going to be the end of it. Wait a minute. What we wanted before was just competition. Then they went ahead and brought in competition. They narrowed the competition. And now you have a setback because of some injury that happened less than 24 hours ago. Give them an opportunity to pick up the phone and bring somebody else in because that's what's going to happen. You're not going to go through training camp with 1 kicker.
So the Lions last year attempted 21 field goals in the regular season. That is the least in the NFL. 21 attempts. The least amount of field goals attempted in the NFL. Do you know how many of those 21 attempts they missed?
Not many.
2. That was 2. They also went for it on 4th down 40 times. The second most 4th down attempts in the NFL. Lions are also one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL. And so they got into field goal range plenty. Their aggressive coach decided to go for it. I think they were 11th in the NFL in 4th down conversion rate. But he went for it a lot on 4th down. Now they've got a guy who's got a cannon for a leg. We know he can be good from 60 plus, as he was good from 60 plus in the UFL. Here's what Dan Campbell said this morning on how he evaluates kickers and what he's looking for. It'd be great to have the best kicker in the league. It'd be great to have the best player at every position in the league.
Right.
Jake Bates has a chance to get better. This is a guy who didn't play college. He played college soccer, I should say. Tried out for kicker for Texas State. Transferred to Arkansas. Never attempted a field goal in college football. Makes the Michigan Panthers. It's a game-winning 64-yarder that goes viral. Finishes 7 of 12 from 50 plus. 7 of 12 from 50 plus, 3 of 4 from 60 plus. Now, just for a reference point, 7 of 12 from 50 plus. The all-pro kicker last year was Brandon Aubrey of Dallas. From 50 plus, he was 10 of 10. Jake Elliott of Philly was the backup all-pro kicker. From 50 plus, he was 7 of 8. Jake Bates was 7 of 12. Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers in the league, 50 plus, 12 of 16. And I think we'd feel comfortable with a Justin Tucker-like production from our kicker.
Well, that's crazy when you think they attempted 50-yard field goals 16 times in the season.
Yep.
And the Lions attempted how many field goals all year last year? 21?
Yep.
That's crazy. But if you've got the kicker that you trust, you can do things like that. Will the Lions all of a sudden be a team that attempts 16 50-yard field goals because of fourth down situations? I doubt it, but I think that because of his leg, they'll think about it more often, and you're not going to see them going for it on fourth down 40 times, which was, as you said, second most in the league behind the Panthers, who actually went for it 48 times last year on fourth down.
That includes the playoffs, you think, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But what I just pulled up said just the season, so I don't think it includes playoffs. But it's a high total that I think has always made people nervous with Dan Campbell and all that. Okay, well, so now they got a guy that can boot it. And we're going to complain about it?
No, I mean, it's interesting to think about it.